Hello and welcome to this video all about getting started with your iPad. My name's Susan and thank you very much for joining me today. So this is the first of 3 videos that we've put together all about getting you familiar with your brand new iPad and helping you to learn some of the new and engaging ways that you can use your iPad to benefit teaching and learning. So to begin with, what we're going to do is have a look at this slide. And this is useful just because it helps to make very clear where the different parts of your new device are. It's worth noting in particular where the speaker is, which is down at the bottom of the iPad here. The camera and microphone are up in this top corner here. And down here is a button you'll use all the time. This is called the home button. And really, it is key to most things that you could want to do on your iPad. If you haven't already, I would really suggest that you spend some time just looking over the device, pressing the different buttons, finding out what they do, and just become familiar with the iPad itself and the different parts of it. Okay, so we're back to this home screen, this front page here, and the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to swipe from the left-hand side of the device into the middle. And when I do that, it opens up this screen here. This is called the Today view, and from here you can get information about different apps, an overview of the headlines, the weather. If you had any calendar events that were coming up, reminders or alarms, they would show up on this screen here. To get back to the home menu, I just press anywhere else on the screen and it will close itself off and bring me back to the start. The next thing we're going to practice is moving an app over to a different page. So at the moment you can see I've got some apps on my front page of my home screen there. If I swipe across from the right hand side of the screen into the middle, I can move to the next page of apps. And then again, if I swipe across from the right hand side of the screen into the middle, I can go to a third page. Down at the bottom of your screen, you will have some little dots and they will show you how many pages there are that you can swipe through. So let's go back to that front page now, and to do that I'm going to swipe this time from the left hand side of the screen into the middle. And that will bring me back to page 2, and then again from the left hand side of the screen into the middle will bring me back to that front page. Down at the bottom of your iPad home screen, you've got what is called the dock. So this section here is really useful, and it's a place to store apps that you are using frequently so that they're quick and easy for you to access. You can add and remove apps from the dock anytime that you want to. To add or remove an app from the dock, what I would do is touch it and then keep my finger on it. So I would just press on and hold it, and let's look what happens when I do that. So you can see there, I kept my finger on the whole time, and now what started to happen is all of the apps are jiggling. That's telling us that we're able to move those around. So for instance, if I wanted to move the clock out of my dock and didn't want to have it there any longer, I could just lift it up like this and put it down onto the home page instead. And then to stop the apps from jiggling, I would press the home button again. And you can see the clock app has now been removed from the dock. If I wanted to add an item into the dock, it would be the same idea. So say for instance we wanted to move the Maps app. I'm going to press in on that Maps app, keep my finger on it until everything starts to jiggle. Once the apps start to jiggle, you can take your finger off, and then I'm just going to pull that Maps app down and put it into my dock. And then again, I finish moving things around, so what I'm going to do is just press the home button again to make everything lock back into place. Another useful feature for organising the apps on your iPad is creating a folder. So say for instance I wanted to group together the Maps app and the Find My iPhone app. What I would do is just press my finger onto the Maps app first, keep my finger in there till everything starts to jiggle, and then I'm going to pull the Maps app up, and I'm just going to hover it over the Find My iPhone app, and you can see straight away it has grouped those two apps together, and it's even given me a suggested title for that folder. So it's suggesting I call it navigation. I might want to call it something else. I might want to call it maps. So I can just press the cross and retype in whatever I would like it to say. And then if I just press anywhere else on the screen that isn't that sort of highlighted box, that has created my folder, and you can see it there. If we press the home button to stop things jiggling again, you can see now we've got that maps folder. Now to access the apps that are in there, I would just press on that maps folder and it would open up and let me select them from there. So that is a really useful feature, the more apps that you have on your iPad, and it's just a really helpful way to group things together to keep your home screens nice and tidy. Often when you are in a hurry, finding the app you're looking for can be a little bit of a frustration, particularly if there are lots of apps installed on your machine. So a quick way to find an app if you're looking for one is to drag down from the middle of this home screen. I can drag down from just where the marker, the icon is showing you just now. If I drag down from there, it will open the search menu. So let's give that a try. So there we go, you can see I've pulled down. It's given me some suggestions of apps that I might be looking for, or in the box there I can type the app that I'm looking for. So let's say I was looking for the clock app. As I begin to type it, it's given me some suggestions, and then from this search menu I can just tap on there and it will take me straight in to that application. If I decide no, that isn't the one I was looking for, you can see up in the very top corner there's the word search with an arrow pointing back the way. If I press on that, it will take me back to the last page I was on, which was this search menu, and I could go back through the options and find the one I was looking for. To come out of the search screen, all I need to do is press on the word cancel and it will take me back again. At this point in the video, it might be useful to pause and to spend a little time moving around your home screens. Perhaps you could try moving some apps in and out of your dock, have a go at using that search feature, perhaps have a try at making a folder, and then when you're ready, we'll go on and we will look at the control centre. The control centre is a really useful part of your iPad, and you can access that from swiping down from the top right. It gives you instant access to many features that you will find yourself using all the time on your iPad. To access the control centre, what I'm going to do is swipe down from this top right hand corner just here. I'm going to just pull down and that will open up the control centre. So you can see here is the control centre. Now from here you've got a variety of different options. One of the things you might find useful is you can adjust the brightness of your iPad from here. So you can see I can increase or decrease how bright the screen is really easily and quickly from that area. I can also quickly set a timer, which can be really useful. So the feature for that is this one here. So if I was just to press on that one, it would open up the timer feature for me that we saw earlier on. I'm just going to press the home button and come back into the control centre. If I didn't want to go all the way into the timer, what I could do is press and hold that clock button. So let's see what happens when I do that. When I do that, as you can see, it opens up this menu inside the control centre where I can quickly set a timer without having to go all the way into the clock app. I can set a timer for anything between 1 minute and 2 hours. And all I would do is just press start there and it would quickly start that timer for me. To come out of the timer, I would just press anywhere on the blurred background and it would take me back into the control centre. Another useful feature is the do not disturb feature. So it is shown using the little picture of the moon there, and if we press on that one, it gives us a few different options. Do not disturb is a feature that lets you silence notifications So if you don't want your iPad to be beeping or to be making a noise if you were, say, filming, or if you were in class or you were trying to do something and you didn't want to be disturbed, then this is the feature for you, and you can choose from the options there which do not disturb option is best for you. Again, I'm just going to press on the blurred background and that'll take us back to the control centre. Also, from within the control centre, I can adjust the volume of my iPad. I can access the camera app and the notes app. Over at the side here, I can put my iPad quickly into silent mode if I want to. You will also find in the control centre this box here, which gives you some shortcuts to access some of the connectivity settings for your iPad. One of the really useful features of the control centre is the screen record button. That is something I use all the time, and in fact I'm using it right now to record this video. The screen record function allows you to record exactly what is happening on your iPad screen. Now, by default, the control centre does not have the screen record feature as part of it. So I'm going to show you how you can add that feature onto your iPad. To add the screen record function onto your control centre, what you would do is go down and open settings. And then from here, you would go into control centre and then onto customise controls. Now, once you do that, it allows you to add and organise additional controls that you want to appear in your control centre. So you can see there, screen recording is already in my include section. It's already showing up. All of these other options I could also add to my control centre. So if these were features of your iPad that you felt would be particularly useful, that you wanted quick and easy access to, all you would do to add those on would be to hover over the plus sign and then just tap it. And it will then move up into your included section. So if we go back and look at my control centre now, you'll see that the magnifier app will have been added. I don't have to go back to the home screen to access the control centre. Any screen I am on my iPad, all I have to do is pull down from this top right hand corner where I am now. All I would do is pull down and that would open the control centre. So you can see there is the magnifying glass app that we have just added. So we've now explored some of the features of the control centre. This would be a good time to pause the video and go and explore some of those features for yourself and to give them a try. On the subject of screen recording, one thing I would like you to know that I had to learn the hard way is if you do want to do what I'm doing just now, which is to talk as you are recording your screen, you need to hold in that screen recording button and it will open up a menu that will let you choose to turn on your microphone. If you just tap it once, it will record the screen, but it will not pick up your voice because the microphone will be switched off. If you would like to know more about screen recording, we've got a separate help video that you can watch. Just search for it in the RTC playlist and we go into more detail about how you can use screen recording to support you when you're planning home learning. Okay, so today we've spent some time exploring the home screen and how to move apps in and out of your dock, and also we've talked about the control centre and some of the features that are useful in there. I would like to suggest that you now go over to the Apple Teacher Learning Centre where you can review some of the things we've learned today and have a go at the quizzes and see if you can earn maybe 1 or 2 Apple Teacher badges. So to do that, all you would need to do is open up Safari again and go to the Apple Teacher page. If you're not yet familiar with Apple Teacher and you haven't got that set up on your iPad, please do go and watch our video that's in the playlist. It's all to do with creating an Apple ID and setting up Apple Teacher. So I'm going to just open up that screen. A useful tip for you, if you find that you are going to be going in and out of the Apple Teacher page quite frequently, which hopefully you will be, you can actually save this page onto your home screen, just so it's quick and easy for you to access and you don't have to search for it every time. So to do that, I would go up here to what is the little share icon, and when that opens up, you can see I've got some choices here. I'm going to go to add to home screen. So when I press on that one, it's given me a suggested title for the page, Apple Teacher, which I'm just quite happy with. I could change it if I wanted to. And then I'm going to go to Add. So you can see now what's happened is I've got an Apple Teacher icon on my home screen. That has just saved that as a favourite for me, which means that I can easily and quickly get into my Apple Teacher page whenever I need to. Just saves you a little bit of time. You could practice and drag that down into your dock so that it was sitting down here and you were always able to get to it. So I'm going to go ahead and press on it now, and it'll just take us back to where we were before, onto that Apple Teacher page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up and I'm going to click on Become an Apple Teacher. And here we go. We've been on this page before in a previous video. And I'm going to go down here where it says Start by selecting and click on iPad. And it takes me to this screen. So from here, I can go ahead and have a look at the different badges I can try out for my Apple Teacher status. So as I've said in a previous video, there are 6 badges to apply for in total. The one that we are going to focus on today is the iPad badge. So if we open that one up, within each badge, there are different sections for you to work your way through. So for this iPad badge, I've got different sections of skills that I need to have a look at and learn about before I can then take the quiz. You can see here the home screen and the control centre were the features we focused on today in this video. These are the other features that you can learn about as part of this badge, and then when you're ready you can go ahead and take the quiz and see if you can earn your badge. It's worth noting that in each of these sections, if we go into the home screen one, it provides you with a little tutorial where it gives you some ideas to try, and you just use the arrow at the side here to click through those, and that will look really familiar because it's very similar to what we've done in the video today. Helpfully, in every part of the Apple Teacher course, there are links that will take you to help guides where you can learn a little bit more. So if you wanted to recap again information about moving and organising apps, or to learn more about search, all you would do is just click on these and it would open up a help guide in a new window for you. Within the iPad badge, you can go ahead and take the quiz, and you can see I've already had a try at this one. You don't have to get it right first time. You can try the quizzes as many times as you need to. Some of the questions can be a little bit tricky, but it always points you towards help materials if there are things that you need to revise or check up on, and then go back in and take the quiz again and have a go and see if you can earn your badge. So that's everything for this first video about getting started with your iPad. Do please come back and join us for part 2 and later for part 3. Next time in part 2, we'll be focusing on the camera app, the Photos app, and how to use Safari for internet browsing, and also looking at the Notes app and how that can be useful to you when planning learning.